Hi everyone, welcome back to Market Update featuring by MarketsAll and Rationale. This week is like a really heavy week in terms of like a data flow. This week markets are navigating a tricky balance. On one side, strong earnings optimism from big tech, and on the other, some concerns still going on over global trade tensions, despite the fact that there has been agreement between US and EU and US and Japan. Wall Street futures with the start of the week pointing higher, S&P up, Nasdaq up, as investors are waiting results from Apple, Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon. So yeah, mainly earnings plus Fed plus a highlight of this week. Non-farm payroll data will be shaping the markets this week. So first of all, I would like to go through the economic calendar quickly. Here, first of all, we're starting with CB consumer confidence and JOLTS job openings. Both data are related to economic activity and in US, not the inflation side. So we need these. We need to see some positive actions on that side in order to say that okay, rate cuts might be sooner than expected. In order to expect the risk on sentiment to continue. Then on the Wednesday, we're going to receive ADP non-farm employment data. It's kind of an indicator data of the main non-farm payroll data. And the US GDP number will come as well. Fed interest rate decision and the non-farm on Friday are the highlight of this week. Then we're going to receive also on Wednesday China manufacturing PMI numbers, which is highly critical for the economic growth of the global, in order to get some indication about the economic growth, global economic growth. And also on Thursday, US core PC price index numbers will be there, alongside with the non-farm payroll, ISM manufacturing PMI, S&P global manufacturing PMI will be important for sure. Average hourly earnings will be evaluating this number in order to make some decision on the continuation of the disinflation path. That's important in order to say that wage price inflation is not there or it's still there. Yeah, so first of all, the dollar, the USD surged with the beginning of this week. It's trading around 99 levels, and USD Japanese yen is hovering around 149 levels. And for sure, with the increase of dollar index, the 10-year Treasury yields also ticked up. When you go to the trade and geopolitics side, trade tensions have not disappeared yet, despite the fact that there has been an agreement between EU and Japan. The deal, so at least we came to from 30% tariff to 15%, which is for sure important. It's avoiding the worst, but still we're moving away from free trade norms, and this for sure putting some weight on economic activity. Trump and also still floating around the idea of 15 to 20% global tariff for countries are not currently negotiating trade deals. Yeah, and we also we received from JP Morgan, they say that it will, this a tariffs it unwinds a century of US leadership in a free trade, and they see it as a recession risks to being elevated. And when you go to the Europe side, Europe and Euro equities, Euro currency, the Euro continued its slide. I'll come up to that, the dollar index chart also. European equities rebounded slightly from France and Germany equities, both over 1%. I'll come to the index futures chart in the chart section. Commodities and commodities risk side, oil prices held a steady. Brent is trading around $70 per cent, and WTI it's near around $67 area. But the volatility still remains as Donald Trump threatens new sanctions on Russia if no progress is made on Ukraine issue. as far as I remember, it's like he gave like around like a 12 days or something then to act. Gold is like a flat around $3,300. The copper, as you might remember, it has been trending up for a while, and it's we saw some pullback activity there. So as a final take, we can say that we're like entering a phase that market needs to see some proof on that earnings are doing well, the economic activity is still like solid. Also, the market will be looking also support from the non-farm numbers as well. Also, if we see some action in line with this data from central banks, like primarily Fed, then the risk-on sentiment probably will find some base to resume its uptrend. When I say this, like for example, cryptos are resting right now after a huge move. Equities also like they're like at records price, but it's like with the earnings uncertainty, it's like still kind of a wait and act phase. That's why I'm mentioning that. So yeah, let me skip to the chart section to at least give some trade ideas on technical side in line with all latest developments. So here in this chart, you see the monthly dollar index chart where there's a really nice parallel channel has been formed. As you can see, the lower boundary of this parallel channel has been tested, had been tested twice, and I had mentioned that I'm following this area pretty close, because if there was gonna be any reversal in dollar index, that should be the first this area. And with the news about trade deals, some enhancements and developments at there, we saw this rejection from there. And when you check the EURUSD chart, show you when you go to the daily chart, as you can see, the first reaction was this old resistance and the current support level. And today, while I'm recording this video, it's like a Tuesday, 29th of July, I'll be watching the daily close of this bar if it manages to stay above 1.1573 levels, which is the old resistance of this latest cup with handle chart pattern. But yeah, like the current situation is still the dollar index trying to come back from this monthly chart, lower boundary of this parallel channel. When you come close in the weekly chart, we need to see some consolidation and upside movement in order to say that this is like acting as a reversal. And when you go to the daily, as you can see, kind of like maybe this kind of symmetrical triangle chart pattern might form after this moment. For example, we might see some activity like this if we're gonna see any reversal, like reversal. So this is here 10-year Treasury notes futures chart. Here you can see after in the weekly chart, after a huge downtrend, let me show you like this. After a huge downtrend, as you can see, there's a consolidation, and generally symmetrical triangles are prone to act like either directions. Like they might act upside or come. If we see a breakdown from this area, we might see the continuation of this downtrend. And if we see some reversal activity and a breakout from here, then we can say that this is a reversal after a huge downtrend. So that's how I'm watching the 10-year Treasury yields, rather than trying to guess the direction of it. If I see a breakout, then that means Treasury yields are coming down, so it's a continuation of risk on sentiment. Then I can increase my exposure on cryptos, equities, EM currencies. And if I see the vice versa situation, if I see a breakdown from here to come down, that means US yields are going up. Then I'll try to liquidate my current position and shift to cash a bit in order to be long in USD. That's the mentality. That's how you can shape your trade ideas depending on the big picture. This is all country world index ETF. As you can see here, there was this cup with handle chart pattern, breakout, pulled back, saw support from the old resistance of this cup with handle, and moved further. Then we saw this bullish flag over here. Then we saw a nice breakout, and it's now pulling back a bit. And in such scenario, I generally watch this 10-day and 21-day moving averages to see if they manage to act as support to this uptrend. So yeah, that's how I'm also managing this general picture on equities around the world. It's a really nice ETF. I highly recommend you to watch this. So this is Russell 2000 Index Futures Chart. So in the longer, higher time frames, you can see in the weekly chart, there was this rectangle or ascending triangle kind of chart pattern was being formed. But I had mentioned this head and shoulder bottom chart pattern in I don't know, 2 previous videos, I think. And there was a really nice breakout and consolidating right now. And after such consolidation, I expected to see some decline in the volatility. I mean, what I mean is decline in the size of the bars. So as you see right now in for example, this bar is a height-wise bigger than last 3 bars. And after such consolidation, after such squeeze, I expect to see the resumption of this uptrend. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this. I mean, for the ones who missed this breakout, you can utilize maybe to be long just around here with the current price and with a stop loss just below this bar. And you can target the upper boundary of this ascending triangle chart pattern in the weekly time frame. Here you see Eurostoxx 50 chart, and here I would like to show you this head and shoulder continuation chart pattern. It's around a 2-month long chart pattern. A potential breakout activity is a signal for me to be long in this one as well. Another European chart is DAX Futures. In the weekly chart, this parallel channel seems valid to me, and that means for the ones asking if there's still a room European equities to go, as you can see on the DAX, I can say that at 25,500 levels, 25,600 levels, I think they are highly possible if we see the continuation of this. I mean, there is still room, and this after maybe here, not the best one, again up and handle-ish price action going on. A potential breakout from here might be used to be long with a tight stop, as the upside room is limited. What I'm trying to say, the upside is limited. I'm trying to mention the upper boundary of this parallel channel. Kakaran 40. In the weekly chart, there's a really nice rectangle chart pattern is being formed. When you go to the daily chart, I generally try to utilize this kind of consolidations as well. Little chart patterns with inside the wider one. So I mean, as a trade idea, you can be long in the breakout of this little one, and then you can add to your position when the price, so first to be long here with the stop here, then as a second position you can be long in the breakout of this rectangle chart pattern. This might use as a nice trade idea. Around 40 French index and Japanese Nikke futures. There's a like a, not the best, but there's a rectangle chart pattern, or you can call this again like up with handle. And when you zoom in the daily chart, a breakout occurred and pulling back right now. Just look where the volatility decrease. Look at this bar where we see a potential support. It's around like a 40,500 levels. I'll be watching closely 40,500 levels in Nikkei futures as a support area. If it manages to bounce back, then you can be long as well as a pullback entry tactic. Silver chart, quickly show this one as well. I just wanted to mention this. I keep mentioning this chart to you as a like a long opportunity, and if you missed this breakout, I just put this chart this week because I just wanted to show you this parallel channel here. First touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, fifth, and you know now it's testing its lower boundary, which corresponds to the level, the short-term moving averages. So after such breakout, seeing a pullback to moving averages, and when it's also at the same time the down like the lower boundary of such parallel channel, it's more meaningful. So you can just try to be long from the current levels with top around here, for example. If you want to play tight, you can use this area. If you want to play tighter, you can use this area as like a 2% stop. Okay, I just wanted to mention this parallel channel because I had only mentioned this rectangle chart pattern in the silver. It became more apparent. That's why I just wanted to show you. And yes, the silver was the last trade idea that I just wanted to show you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe to our channel, MarketsAll YouTube channel, actually, from the also you can just visit the website from the link below. Also, you can also find the Rationale newsletter service link just down below the video if you just want to get all these kind of trade ideas directly to your inbox, which provides also a ready to go watch list that you can I mean, you don't need to, if you just become a member for free, then you can just follow all trade ideas from the watch list, given watch list in the website. Just you can give a shot. And thanks for your time. I wish you a really nice week, especially in such a difficult week in terms of trading. Bye.